I feel like a slice of butter melting on top of a big old pile of flapjacks.
Play the victim and you will be the victim.
Very good, Frank. Very impressive. Ultimate punch!
What's up?
What's up?
Oh! You hit the soft part of my belly.
You just got killed by a Daewoo Lanos, motherfucker! How you like me now, huh? You are, because if the girl said no, then the answer obviously is no.
No.
But the thing is she's not gonna say no. She would never say no because of the implication.
Ask yourself, why has he got his hat pulled down like that? He's fuck ugly.
Frenches instead. Oh, yeah.
Wow. I don't like this.
Power of Christ compels you!
Oh, does it? Does it compel me?
You look pretty.
What did you say?
I said you look shitty.
I offer you a nice egg in this trying time? Yeah, he's got an egg, you might...
I already had my eggs this morning. Thank you very much. Danny and Tessa, good morning. Good to see you. It is Friday. We are on the cusp of a holiday this weekend. We are having an open mic on Sunday. I know it's quote unquote Easter, which is actually a pagan holiday, which is why I made the thumbnail and said what I said. But we're going to have another open mic like last week. Last week we went for 7 hours. I don't know if we're going to make it that long on Sunday this week, but we're just going to wing it. Start at 4 p.m. and we're just going to go from there. So the link will be in the chat. And yeah, that'll be fun. Just wanted to do, like I said, if I have the time in the morning when I get off of work, I want to try to pop on, at least for a little bit, maybe not a full hour, but at least for a little bit, get myself back in the live streaming mood, because it's been a while. It's been a while. Well, like I said, 4 p.m. to whenever on Sunday. I know it's a holiday or whatever, but you know, we're all adults. We all got our own things to do. So if you get a chance, you put the babies down and you got some free time, feel free to pop in. It'll be a lot of fun. Last week was a freaking blast. And I know it had a purpose, but I think I'm going to retire the Rascal Roundup. And we're just going to keep going with the TGIS. Thank goddess it's Sunday, because a lot of people have more free time on Sunday. A lot of people have, you know, they did the family stuff Friday night, Saturday during all day. So Sunday it's kind of wind down, or it's have a couple drinks, hang out on stream with some good people and have a good time. We should make it because I don't work. Hell yeah. There you go. Well, set your reminders. I set up the stream, so it is up on my channel. It is ready for y'all to hit that notification bell. I believe I have a figure coming tomorrow. Finally, a new figure. No, I'm not, but you are an idiot. So, I finally have a new figure coming. It is the MCU Blade. So the Blade from Deadpool and Wolverine. Somehow it slipped through, so I was just like, I'm just gonna leave it. I'm gonna get it. Ray, it's been a while. Good to see you. How are you doing? Hope you're having a good Friday morning. Ironically, it is Good Friday, right? I'm not saying that as someone who celebrates that, but it is Friday, so good Friday to you, Ray. I want him so bad. I'm excited. I am excited. I am very excited to get that blade, because it's been a while since I've got a brand new figure, like something that's coming out. So what's going to happen is I'm going to get that figure tomorrow, I believe. I'm going to put up the members only or members first review, and then it'll go live for everybody on Tuesday. And then that takes care of 2 of my things. Hey, listen, I feel that. Like I said, it's been a while since I got a figure, and that's because shit is so fucking rough right now. My girlfriend changed the job, so we caught up on bills. Now we're starting the cycle over for the month, so there's a little bit of wiggle room until we get to rent time, and then it's just throw all the money at rent. And then fucking gasoline, because we both drive about an hour to work, which is not ideal, but it's manageable right now. Gas goes much higher than fucking it's fluctuated between $3.99 to $4.15 where I am right now. You find the sweet spot, it's $3.99. You go to a more populated area, it's like $4.15. So it is hard to find cheap gas. Like, oh, and I saw, and that's what these little live streams are for. No, what's weird is that some idiot would still be behind Trump at this point. So we're just gonna go ahead and ban you. Trumper thumper. Not even gonna read your comment. That's the weirdest thing, is anyone standing behind the felonious you know, that's a you problem. We don't tolerate that shit here. But gas is fucking crazy. Everything is crazy, y'all. Pam Bondi got fired. I would say that's a win, but Todd Blanche is kind of a worse person for that role. So Honu, hello, good to see you. Pinky prom. What are we pinky promising on? What's the pinky promise for? I can't just make a pinky promise. It's not how it works. But yeah, I'm very glad that that Pam Bondi's gone. God, I hated that bitch. God, I hated that bitch. Apparently she was begging for him not to fire her. She's like, please don't fire me. Don't do it. I recently got the Deadpool 3 brown suit and I am loving him. He looks like the PS5 suit. He does look like a good figure, but for me, I don't need another MCU Wolverine for my shelf. I got the first release from Deadpool and Wolverine, and then I did the arm swap thing. So if I want him with the sleeves, I can swap those arms back on. If I want him without the sleeves, I can leave it as it is. So the next 4 figures I'm getting are SHF, SSJ, Blue Goku, Born Again Daredevil, and CT Toys Hush Batman Black. Cool. The that Born Again Daredevil is chef's kiss. And that's kind of why I'm excited for this Blade figure. I only want X-23 and Blade from this wave, just because that's really all I need. I don't need more Deadpool. I don't need more Wolverine. I have the representation. If Cassandra Nova goes on clearance at some point, I'll grab Cassandra Nova. But as of right now, I just want Blade, who's allegedly coming tomorrow, and X-23, who they were like, oh, do you still want this? It's going to come at some point. And I was like, sure, why don't you just tell me when it's coming and not when it may come or not? I don't know. Just chill. Chill, Amazon. I hate you. Chill. And I fucking hate Amazon. Don't get me wrong. But Big Bad Toy Store just upped their shipping to $6 flat rate from $4 flat rate. So when the price goes up, you gotta find the better deals. And Blade was locked in. Thomas, how's it going? Good to see you. I think my wave got lost in the mail. That's no bueno. That is no bueno. No bueno es mucho. My only complaint with the Wolverine is his bicep swivel cut is cut. Ugh. My only complaint with this Wolverine is his bicep swivel is cut out oddly. His biceps keep popping out. Does it have the like curved bicep cut that a lot of the Joes were doing? Because that's unfortunate. And my complaint with that figure is he looks great. The brown and yellow look great. But the fact that in the movie, right? In the movie, the scene where you see that suit, he does not have a cowl on. He does not have a mask. They included the unmasked neck, but they included Wolverine with a cowl and the cowl down. And it's like, in the movie, we saw him with the cowl down. So Hasbro, what gives, you know? I also went shopping yesterday and picked up Target's Diamond Emma Frost. Is that, so the Diamond Emma Frost, is that on the X-Men 97 body or is that on the Astonishing Emma Frost body? Which one is it on? Because I'm not sure. That's cool. I didn't know she was already hitting stores. And I didn't know that you, Thomas, I didn't know that you collected Marvel Legends. I haven't really seen you talk about them that much. But I hope your wave shows up because that's so much money. No, the brown suit scene, he's not wearing a mask. he's got the cowl off. So when Deadpool is hopping around in the multiverse, and we get to Wolverine in the brown suit with Hulk, he doesn't have the mask on. I'm pretty sure. God, that's what it is. I forgot to put it off of fucking Vertical. I agree. It was very shitty of Hasbro to not include Hugh's head. Stop anti-consumer practices. And they have so many. It's not like they need to do a new mold. They can just dump. They can just dump one in there. They can just be like, "Here's a Hugh Jackman head, a huge Jackman head." I'm waiting on like 2 comic figures that I hope are made. Then I will quit Marvel Legends. Which 2 are they, Thomas? Which 2 are they? Because that's cool. I'm waiting for. I mean, it's in my pile of loot, and I can't get it yet. The Astonishing Cyclops and Kitty Pryde. And then I'm really gonna freaking chill because Hasbro ain't it. I'm waiting for Jada. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. The Diamond Emma is the exact same as the Astonishing, except she has new double jointed and pinless arms. Okay, yeah, because the Astonishing one, she had single jointed arms, and you couldn't really move her arms anyway because of the plastic cloak, right? Because I got her, I bought her a soft goods cape. But yeah, so that's cool. At least they're doing some improvements with the re-release. I gotta buy 2 cloth posable capes to swap the plastic ones. Yeah, that's what I did. I just popped it off at the shoulders, and I put the dabs of glue on the shoulders and stuck it on there. She's a little bit more posable now, but she just kind of sits there because any female Marvel Legends figure with heels, what is up with these people here today? Crazy. I wish I could just turn off Vertical in the middle of the stream. Trevor Fitzroy and Dazzler. I want an update for her. I don't know who Trevor Fitzroy is, but Dazzler, she is due for a pinless double jointed update because we did get the one. We got the Mojo World 3-pack Dazzler, and then we got one in a wave, and that was really it, right? Wait, Dazzler. No, because we also got the roller skate Dazzler, right? That's the one I want. I want an upgrade of. Is that Dazzler? Yeah, that is Dazzler. Come on, Riley. You know your shit. Was an easy mod with the capes. Yeah, it was super easy. It was super duper easy. The shoulder, it's just like kind of glued on. So you just kind of pop it off. What do I collect? Well, there's some of the stuff behind me. I mean, this is not my shelf, it's a screen. But a lot of Legends. Oh shit. My camera's swapped. I gotta fix that. There we go. That's better. Legends, Star Wars, bunch of random stuff. Yeah, these people are stupid as shit. You know what? I am gay. I have a girlfriend, so I'm glad that you can at least semi-understand that people are different and have their differences, So good for you before I ban your ass. Kaboosh. And it's good that all these people are popping in. So that means once they're banned and gone, I'll never see their fucking faces again. And they're still probably here. No one cares what you have to say, sweetie. No one. I've just been over this with someone else. Made a whole live stream about it. So respect the hustle. Exactly. Respect the fucking hustle. My friend just got the DVW blade. DVW blade. That head sculpt is really nice. The head is a bit big for the body. That's what I got coming tomorrow, Dan. The little schlick, the little horse things. My sister was a horse girl growing up. So I definitely know what you're talking about. Like those like statue kind of horses that are like all plastic, like the really fancy ones. I so wish they're like Black Series, but I can't get behind them. It's not for everybody. I prefer the newer Black Series to the older ones. I think they're doing a lot of good stuff. But it's not for everybody. And that's the thing about collecting. We all have our own preferences, right? Disco from Warlock Wave. She's my Dazzler for now, but I'll take her pop inspired look. Yeah, I don't have a Dazzler period. So I would definitely Eden Dazzler. Those are rare. I also collect those. Okay, see, I know what you're talking about. That's cool. I have a couple of, as far as horses, I have a little bit of My Little Pony. Not a lot, but I got the whole cast of Friendship is Magic, My Little Pony. So those are fun. Listen, you're gonna go ahead and spout Bible verses in here, but you gotta understand that Easter is a stolen holiday from the pagans. That's why I made the thumbnail. So we don't do that here. We don't do that here. Oh my God, y'all! I guess Friday is the day for all the mental midgets to hop on YouTube and shit. Yes, Easter is a pagan holiday. Glad you understand. Glad you agree. God, I don't want my boobs to pop out. That would be the worst thing ever. Oh my God, these people, man. These people, man. Is there another place you're streaming? No, I forgot to turn off the fucking vertical. I forgot to flip off the phone live stream. So all the doofuses are popping in here. Oh no, boobs. Oh no, right? Well, no, it's fine for some people, but if you have a channel and it's your channel and that happens, that's on you. And I don't want that to happen. But there's lots of figures I want that have hit my pile of loot that I've had to just let go because it is almost impossible to afford action figures at this point. So when that shit slipped the blade, I was like, you know what? I can work around it. I want that blade. It's a cool figure. Listen, you fucking look hard enough on the internet, I guarantee you my boobs are out there just because of some of the stuff that I've done in the past. So no, you can't find it. I'm just kidding. The shit's long gone. I mean, you're asking nicely, and it's pretty like. So yes, but I don't understand why that matters or why it all needs to be like addressed when we're just talking about random bullshit. Random bullshit, go. But since you're not one of those people just being an asshole, I'll answer your question. It's been 10 fucking years in June. Hey, don't laugh. Don't laugh, okay? Thank you. I tried. Or I could talk like this and then everyone be like, oh, this is my real voice. I'm just kidding. It's not my real voice. It's not my real voice. I have been trying to find a good 1/12 horse for Indy. Indy. Well, if you do find a horse, you know where it belongs.
That belongs in a museum. So do you.
So do you. So do you. And good cheekbones. That's genetics, right? We got the curves in the face. So do you. Fucking love Indiana Jones. I added another one. The next time someone says something stupid.
No. Wait. Wait.
I got clips for days, y'all. Clips for days. So I got another overnight tonight, so that's gonna be fun. After this stream, like yesterday, I gotta hop off and go to bed. My eyeshadow or my eyeliner? Because is my eyeshadow still on? I guess it is. Gaines, what's going on? Did you get the Marvel game collection? Are you talking about Maximum, the arcade collection? I did not get that yet. But Dan here wants me to get it so that we can play it together. And I think that would be a good live stream at some point. So when I have the scratch, I would like to get it. Because I grew up on that shit. The Avengers game on Sega, the arcade X-Men game, Spider-Man, Maximum Carnage on Super Nintendo. Yeah, I played all that shit. Yeah, so I'll get it eventually. I will eventually get it. because those are I was trying to do Jedi Survivor for my live stream, but for some listen, I can fucking play God of War on maximum settings, stream on OBS, and have no stutters, no crashes whatsoever. But I tried to do the same with Jedi Fallen Order, and that shit won't even run on medium settings. I don't know what that is. I don't know what's up with that. I got to figure it out so that I can beat Jedi Survivor, because I started the live stream. I'm going to finish it, by God. KT, you so much. Hello, good to see you. How are you? A little bit of Benjamin. You know me. You think I do a little bit of Benjamin? This is a lot of Benjamin. This is a 2-gram cart. And usually these fuckers only last me a week, which is crazy. But I used to smoke an ounce a week when I was smoking flower rather than carts. This has saved me so much money because an ounce of weed is way more expensive than a single cart. I can get one of these for like $50. And it's potent as shit too. But yeah, like I said, Sunday we're having another open mic. So I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be really fun. It was a good experience last week. You know, we literally went for 7 hours. We did not run out of shit to talk about. Talked about mostly everything except for toys. And that's kind of like, of course, Toy Channel, want to talk about toys. But when it's like live stream a bunch of people, it is so hard to stay on track. So you kind of just got to go with the flow of the conversation. And we talk about toys so much in our content and our other, like regular live streams. It's fun to just relax, have a few drinks. Well, I didn't have a few drinks last week. I had like 9 beers. I'm one of those people that'll tell you how drunk I am. And I kept saying it, but I guarantee you, I was fucking wasted by the end of that shit. And I woke up and I was like, I'm not dead. I'm not hungover. I must be gifted. I must have like a special superpower because I never get hungover. I remember in high school, this is the one time, no, I blacked out twice when drinking, but this is the one time that I remember waking up and being like, what happened? So I was in a high school party, right? In my friend's kitchen. They had gotten a handle of vodka. And I was like, I'm going to get this party started. So I chugged half of that fucking handle. I fell back against the washing machine in the kitchen, slid down to the floor. And that's the last thing I remember until I woke up in my house, in my bed the next morning. So that was fun. I don't drink like that anymore. I'm too old for that shit. But every once in a while, it is good to have a few and relax and just let all that stress out. It's also a holiday, like I said, top of the stream. So, and I forgot about that until I was doing this. I was like, what's today? It's Good Friday. But every Friday is a Good Friday because it's the start of the weekend, right? I'll be home for that. Hell yeah, Dan, we missed you last week. It was a lot of fun. It really was. I don't know if you can. Well, how could you watch the replay? That's 7 hours. I'm not going to tell you to go sit through a 7-hour live stream replay. that would just be asking way too much. But it was fun, and you were missed. So if you can make it on Sunday, we'll be glad to have you. And that goes for anyone except for a-holes. If you're an a-hole and you're going to come on a stream to start shit with somebody, me or anybody else, we're going to just boot you away and we will not talk about it, so. I'm trying to get lit before I have to go to bed because, like, the higher I am, the easier it sucks. It sucks doing these overnights. Like, so like I said, my girlfriend and I used to work together. We would pick up maybe 3 overnights a week, get our 35 hours, get a good paycheck. It's a lot harder to do that shit when you're doing it by yourself. So I've been slacking. I've just been like, I'm not going to pick up this shift. I'm not going to pick up this shift. But I picked up 2 this week. I picked up 2 next week. Well, maybe you shouldn't look in the mirror and hit the vape then, dude. I'm just saying. That sounds like a you problem. Sounds like a you problem. Danielle, good to see you. Good to see you. And that's all it is. Like, respect is respect. Two-way street. You respect me, I respect you. You come in here and disrespect me, you're just gonna get sent to the nether realm. Sent to the nether realm. Be gone with ye, Satan. Get behind me. Why is everyone mean to comment? Because people, and this is the common thing that I found, people that are uncomfortable with themselves or self-conscious about themselves couldn't possibly imagine being comfortable with themselves. So they project their frustration onto other people. And that's really what I found. Also, they kind of just get jealous of the guns, you know, they kind of just wish, also, like I said, I can't let that happen. Can't let that happen. Not this time. So, you know, people gonna hate when they hate themselves is the main thing that I have discovered. Well, you still haven't seen a guy wear makeup in a YouTube video, so you're still missing that in your life. So would you charge more for the boob or the gun content? Well, the gun show is free. The other thing is not. The Nether Realm is where we send people who act up in the comments, and they don't know they're there, so they probably just keep furiously typing away. All the while, everything that they said just gets sent to the void. So that's what the Nether Realm is. Although I have played Minecraft. I don't currently play Minecraft. Really, Friday is a shitty day. There's a bunch of shitty people on today. But it's all good. I want to see if there's any toy news. I don't think there is. I know it's the weekend. Any thoughts on the new Ghost Rider, the Marvel Legends one? I want the figure. I don't want the bike, if that makes any sense. All right, well, back to the Nether Realm with you now. So I want the figure because the old Ghost Rider figure is like super tall. He's way too tall next to Danny, and I like that the new pinless body, and it's kind of shorter. So, and I like the new head sculpt too. So that Ghost Rider is cool, but I just don't want the bike tax. I don't like the all red bike. I have the other Ghost Rider bike. I haven't watched the new trailer yet. I watched the original one, and the vibe that I got was like kind of Guardians of the Galaxy, which I like Guardians of the Galaxy. And I know it's based on Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. So I'm just going to wait. It comes out in June? I'm just going to wait and see when it comes to that movie. I don't have any expectations. I don't want to let myself down, because that's what I did with Superman. I was like, this looks like it's going to be good. But I know that getting your foot into a new franchise, or at least that first movie, sometimes is make it or break it. And with how good Superman is, I'm really hoping we can just kind of put our trust into James Gunn. I know he's not directing Supergirl, but he's still the creative lead of the whole thing. I'm hoping we can just have low expectations and go in and be blown away. Because that's what happened with me with Superman. Now, is Superman a perfect movie? No, but that movie was exactly what the world needed at that time, in my opinion. No problem. Only toy news is the shirtless Wolverine. Yeah, the huge jacked man from the end of Deadpool and Wolverine, right? However, with Spider-Man Brand New Day, I'm so fucking hyped. I am so fucking hyped. I can't wait for that movie. My expectations are through the roof. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because the trailer looks like it reveals a lot, and it kind of does. We kind of know where it's going to be going with Spider-Man and mutations and leading into the Mutant Saga. I feel like this is the soft lead into the Mutant Saga, which is what's going to be after Doomsday, which is what's going to be the soft reboot of the MCU. But I'm hoping that Spider-Man just kind of is untouched, other than what happens in Secret Wars. The symbiote, please. Please, we need the symbiote in Secret Wars, not before or after. Let's get that comic accurate thing going on, please. If Supergirl properly adapts the comic, it'll be amazing. I haven't read that yet. I do need to read it. I've heard it's a tearjerker. Any thoughts on the new Masters of the Universe trailer? All right. One gripe with the trailer. I don't like Jared Leto, right? I don't think that he was a good casting choice for anything based on previous track records and all that stuff. The dude is a franchise killer. That being said, as much as I would love a goofy fucking Skeletor, aha, I'm Skeletor up in this motherfucker, it would not work for, I mean, it kind of might. Skeletor looks like Skeletor, right? But the CG looks borderline AI to me, like it's so shiny. And then I heard the voice in the trailer and I just had this disconnect. So I'm hoping the movie will be good. I'm just hoping Jared Leto doesn't ruin it, which obviously his face isn't really in the movie, so at least we'll have to see that. I don't know. I want to see He-Man. I think it will be good. I want to see He-Man. So that shot of Spidey and the hand. We've seen this before with the No Way Home trailer. You know, they took out the 2 Spider-Men and Lizard was just getting kicked by nobody. And it's the hand. The second I saw the hand, I was like, okay, we already had Matt Murdock in No Way Home. We're going to get Daredevil in this movie. And I appreciate Marvel trying to keep the spoilers. They're trying to keep like at least some mystery. You know, we saw Bruce Banner. We don't know if the Hulk is in the movie. The rumor is he's in the movie. And I will say that the rumor mill for Spider-Man, all the things coming out saying this is going to happen, this is going to happen. With that trailer, a lot of the rumors were pretty spot on. And there's a rumor that Daredevil is going to be in the movie. So, hopefully optimistic. Hello, Jeff Metzger. Good to see you. I liked Millie Alcock's candid nature in interviews. You know, I've not seen anything of her outside of House of the Dragon and the Supergirl trailer. I know nothing about her. I haven't heard her, say anything or anything. So I couldn't tell you what that means. But I like when celebrities are candid and approachable, and they kind of just are like, yeah, I'm just a person. Just let's have a good time and talk about the movie I'm in. I'm keeping my expectations very low because Tom haven't been my faves. Ray, say it. So, I mean, I know I see you got Tobey Maguire as your profile picture, and that's been your profile picture forever. I love Tom Holland's Spider-Man. I love that portrayal. I love that we had a whole trilogy of Pete in high school. I love that now we're essentially getting if not college, because I feel like it's kind of like a tease that he was wearing the Empire State University sweatshirt. I feel like he maybe did that to sneak in and talk to Bruce. Maybe he's not going to college yet, considering he's a broke college-age dude who's just Spider-Man full-time. I don't see how he would have time to go to college, but I'm hoping maybe by the end of this movie, Peter finds that he needs to, because that's what this whole movie is about, right? It's Spider-Man is predominantly who he is at this point, because nobody knows who Peter Parker is. So I'm hoping by the end of this movie, we get that entry into ESU and we get Peter Parker, College Spider-Man for the next 2 movies in the trilogy. She doesn't give a shit about Supergirl or haters. She cares about the work. Absolutely. That's how it should be. Joe, what's going on? Good to see you. I think his acting is great, but the writing has let me down severely. I hope this new movie works out. I think that there were some shortcomings with the original 3 Spider-Man movies, but I also feel like we got more than just those movies, right? We had Civil War, we had Avengers Infinity War, and he was briefly in Endgame, but we had more than just the trilogy. And I think that Mark Webb? No, John Watts is the one that did because Mark Webb did the Amazing Spider-Man. John Watts did a great job directing those 3 movies. There is some weak writing. There is some stuff you kind of just glaze it over and just let it go. Like the multiversal aspect of oh, anyone who knows who Peter Parker is going to come over, and then not everybody who knew who Peter Parker was ended up in the universe, you know. So, can they just set up the Sinister Six already, though? I'm thinking that we may get hints of that in this movie. There's rumors that we've got someone cast as Norman. I know Norman Green Goblin isn't in the Sinister Six. Blech. But it's Scorpion being there is good signs, and I'm glad we're finally getting Scorpion, as because he was teased all the way back. And what was it? 20? When did Homecoming come out? 2017. It's been a while. 2016, because it came out after Civil War, right? Oh, I've been watching. That shit is so good. I'm not the biggest fan of his in the trilogy. Weird take, but he works better in the ensemble movies. And that's the aspect that I love about the MCU Spider-Man so much, because I love Tobey Maguire. Well, it's watchable. It's not a movie I go back and watch often, but the fact that Spider-Man is in this universe with all these other superheroes, that is the aspect of Tom Holland's Spider-Man that I appreciate the most, because that's kind of the thing with Marvel Comics is they cross over. There's so many heroes in New York City. They run into each other. They get in each other's way. They help each other out. And that really works for Spider-Man. And the cool part now is that people can work with Spider-Man and they don't know who he is. And I want to say, like, in my opinion, the way I see it, the first 3 Spider-Man movies were his origin story, right? Like, the first movie wasn't his origin. It was all 3 plus the 2 Avengers movies plus Captain America 3 all together brought us the origin of Spider-Man, because he, in my opinion, he didn't hear the great power, great responsibility until May told it to him, because we really don't get any mention of Ben. We know he was there. We know he passed away, but we don't have any hint to Tom hearing that. And then when Aunt May told him that, it kind of brought the first movie full circle with all of it, because he's finally understanding. It's like he's always been there to help people. He's always been trying to do his best. He was there trying to help the villains. And what happened? It blew up in his face, literally. Green Goblin, Aunt May. So she wanted him to understand that he's still doing the right thing, and that's his responsibility as Spider-Man, is regardless of how much it hurts, regardless of how much it sucks, you have to do the right thing. And that is really where he learned the lesson and sets us up for Spider-Man Prime in the MCU, because this is street level. No world-ending apocalypse every movie, no crazy stuff. We've got Punisher and Spider-Man, probably Daredevil and Hulk in the same movie. But it's not an Avengers movie. It's a Spider-Man movie. And I'm so excited for that aspect of it, 100% agreed. Even my Grinch heart was warm when Spidey and Punisher shared scene in the trailer. when Frank tried to drop the F-bomb and he just said, nope, this is a PG-13 movie. Psst. I love that. I hope Scorpion gets some scenes. Michael, he's going to get some scenes. There's a couple of villain scenes from that trailer that are allegedly in a montage. That's the word. Like we saw Tarantula. I feel like the intro of the movie is going to be a montage. And I'm not trying to spoil anything. This is what I think. I think it's going to be a montage of Spider-Man fighting a bunch of low-level villains like Tarantula. We may get even the Hypno Hustler. There was a bunch of villains rumored to be in the movie, but in the movie in a montage. So I don't think we've had a villain montage in a Spider-Man movie yet. So I'm looking forward to that, just to be like, oh, I know that guy. Oh, I know that guy, because I know all the guys, because I love Spider-Man. Okay. I think he works really well with other superheroes. Absolutely. I think that Tom Holland is the perfect combination of Peter and Spider-Man. And I've said this lots of times. Y'all probably think I sound like a broken record. But Toby was very good at Peter Parker, miserable, shit's not going for him well. Spider-Man, also miserable, shit's not going for him well. We didn't get a lot of the witty banter. We didn't get a lot of the, shit talking because I'm trying to keep you off guard 100% of the time. Andrew Garfield, perfect Spider-Man, fantastic Spider-Man. We got all the shit talking. We got the agility. We got the spider-like crawling around and webbing the way he was crawling around lizard and just shooting a bunch of webs. But his Peter Parker was popular. He was the cool kid. It didn't seem like he'd ever been bullied in his life. So you're kind of missing a little bit there. And I know they were kind of going more with an Ultimate Spider-Man where he wasn't such a nerd and such a geek. It was kind of just, some people like to pick on people. And then Tom, we get super genius kid. He's got the physical ability, doing backflips and shit. So he's got both aspects. He's got the quippy Spider-Man stuff. He's got the nerdy Peter Parker kid. Nerdy, but still cool. Nerdy, but not an outcast, which, nerds are no longer out. Nerds are in. So it makes sense for a more modern movie for him to just be like, oh, Flash Thompson's still a dick, So I think Tom is the perfect combination for Peter and Spider-Man, while the other two had really good aspects of one, but not both. And that doesn't mean I don't like the movies or the portrayals. I just like Tom's better. The movies that have come before are definitely an origin story. Now he's made his own suit. He's his own person. He doesn't have an AI in it. It's just a hand sewn suit, and he's trying to pay rent, and he's your friendly next door neighbor. I always like Tarantula. I'm a big Spectacular Spidey fan. The thing about Tarantula is, okay, so right, this guy doesn't have any superpowers. In the Tarantula that's in that, like the I forget his name, but he's got like a 3-letter name. He's just a Hispanic guy. He's a sociopath. This dude was a rebel in his country. And they didn't like that he was, killing a bunch of people. So he decided to join the bad guys of his country, and he didn't like that they were trying to tell him what to do. So he took the suit that they gave him and just kind of started doing his own thing, robbing banks. And this guy has no powers, right? But he can give Spider-Man the 1-2. Like he can go toe to toe with Spider-Man, other than the strength, but like his agility and all that stuff, and he's got those toe knives that have some poison on them. So if you get nicked by one of those, even if you're Spider-Man, it's gonna suck. Who do you think Sadie Sink is? I think that Sadie Sink is Jean Grey. I really think, especially after we saw that trailer, the only other character that she could be, but allegedly she's just been signed on for like 5 movies and like options for TV, for Disney Plus, right? The only other character that she could be in the context of Spider-Man, Daredevil, and all that stuff with mind controlling abilities is Typhoid Mary, and Typhoid Mary's mind control stuff is proximity based. So it was interesting to see whoever was controlling their minds in that trailer jump from the old lady in the tank to the guard to the guy up there. That could be hinting that it's Typhoid Mary, but it's probably Jean Grey. Who are we kidding? That's his name. Anton Miguel Rodriguez. Anton Miguel Rodriguez. I can't say that. Rodriguez. Nope. Didn't work. Just has some point issues. I remember first seeing the Hasbro Spidey Classic Tarantula and not getting it. I got Tarantula from Ollie's for $10. I would say that was a steal with his little mustache. But yeah, I think that Sadie Sink is playing Jean Grey. Because that movie is talking about mutations. They're talking about Pete's blood mutating. They're talking about mutations, and that is what X-Men are about. And Peter is a mutate, which is a mutant that wasn't born that way. So he's technically a mutant. It's just contextual. It's a little bit different than an X-Men. So I feel like a Spider-Man movie is the perfect place. I know we've had the mention of mutants in the Miss Marvel show, but I watched Miss Marvel. Did anybody else watch Miss Marvel? Not a lot of people. It's a great show. You should watch Miss Marvel. It was a really good show. But they said she's a mutant. But not everyone's going to watch that. Everyone is going to watch Spider-Man. So the fact that they're talking about mutations and stuff leads me to believe that Frank is possibly trying to protect Jean from damage control, because damage control is going to be like a big bad in the MCU, especially now that Tony is no longer head of Department of Damage Control. It's kind of been folded into the government. And we see how that's going. Like, look at Daredevil Born Again, you know? It would be pretty damn cool to see live action Miguel O'Hara bring back Oscar Isaac. Listen, if they're going to bring back Oscar Isaac, and I'm pretty sure, much like Tatiana Maslany, he said, I'm not open to working with Disney right now, specifically because of what they fund and where their alignment lies and all that stuff, you know, who they get their money from, who they give their money to. So as much as it pains me that we may not get to see Moon Knight again, you know what? Go off, Oscar Isaac. Go off. I wish I was that strong to just not watch Marvel movies because Disney owns it. I'm weak. I'm fucking weak. I'm so done with damage control. They're just annoying. Yeah, no, I get it. Like they're not really threatening, but they've been around since the first Spider-Man movie, because who was the people that came in and took Vulture's tech? It was damage control. So once again, it's kind of a full circle thing that they keep popping up in Spider-Man, because they were in No Way Home. That's who was trying to prosecute Peter. I loved Moon Knight too. It was goofy. It didn't particularly hit all the marks for the character, the darkness, the edginess, the violence, but it was enjoyable, if not a little goofy. Absolutely. They just kind of said, nope, I'm done for now. I like She-Hulk. You know, She-Hulk is one of those things that gets unjustified hate because it's oh, look, it's Marvel making a character female, is what people who don't read the comic books would say. She-Hulk's been around for a long time, y'all. Just saying. And the book that they based She-Hulk off of is a more modern take, where she's, you know, doing her lawyer thing. She's in her practice. She-Hulk is in the courtroom doing that stuff. And it's kind of goofy. It's kind of like Ally McBeal with superpowers. And that's what She-Hulk was. Do I think the ending, the last episode, was good? No. I think that they didn't know exactly how to wrap it up. And then people say, oh, Deadpool breaks the fourth wall. Well, yes, but She-Hulk did it first. If you go all the way back to the issue where they're like, we're going to show She-Hulk in a bikini for the Sports Illustrated or the swimwear suit edition, and she's going to be completely naked. And she did like a spin around and she's like, you think I'm naked under all this stuff? And she had a swimsuit on. So, you know, She-Hulk has been known to break the fourth wall long before Deadpool was even a thought in Rob Liefeld's inability to draw feet mind, you know. And I can agree with you there. The disjointedness is something that they could have really worked on, but I feel like the amount of stuff they were trying to pump out a couple years ago on Disney Plus really affected the ability for people to fine tune the connective tissues and all that stuff as they could do in the movies when it's all under one umbrella. And it was even worse when Disney TV or Marvel TV and Marvel Studios were completely separate entities. Now Marvel Studios controls TV and movies. But Kevin Feige had said that having the ability to do Disney Plus and movies kind of diluted the water because the shareholders were like, make more, introduce more characters, when they should have focused on the characters they had, getting that story finished, and then bringing in new characters slowly introduced in movies. So I feel like they're doing a course correction because we haven't got a lot. Wonder Man was fantastic. Born Again Season 2 is fantastic. So they're on the right track with TV. I'd be interested in hearing who your picks would be for X-Men characters in future movies. That's an interesting question, but I don't think like that. You know, I can't think of a single person who I would cast as a person in the X-Men off of the top of my head. Like who I really can't. Like I would love to give you a list of like team gold team or blue team who I would want to play them, but I really can't think of anybody. You know what? Actually, I take that back. I think that Glenn Powell could be a good Cyclops. I think that he's got the charisma, but he could also play a dick. If you've seen Scream Queens, he's kind of an a-hole in that show. So there's my pick for Cyclops. I think that Glenn Powell would be a good Cyclops. He's tall, he's not like overly bulky, so you could get away with calling him slim. So there's one pick for you. There's Glenn Powell for Cyclops. I think that's a decent choice. But then again, Sadie Sink is a lot younger than Glenn Powell, so I don't think that would work. So if we're going younger, let me try to think of yeah, no. I'm out of ideas. The only person who I want is Keke Palmer as Rogue. Who is Keke Palmer? I'm gonna have to look that up really quick. Keke Palmer. She's 32. See, she's very pretty, but I think that she's, and I don't want to say old because 32 is not old. I'm 35. If that's old, what am I? I think that they're going younger for the X-Men so they can grow into the role. So I think they're probably going to cast a mid to early 20s character for all of these roles. Like people, I think that maybe 5 years ago, Cynthia Erivo would have been a good Storm. But now, especially if Sadie Sink is Jean, unless they're going to have like some younger X-Men and some older, more experienced X-Men, I don't know. Yeah, no, I looked her up. I just think that they're going younger. Because I said Glenn Powell, and then I thought about, if Sadie Sink is Jean, it's not going to work. So I see Rogue as a younger member of the X-Men in most iterations, you know? So, because Anna Paquin, she was just a kid when in that movie and et cetera, and X-Men Evolution, they're in high school, So I've never seen Rogue as like over 27. That's just my brain. The real question is how much does this, Marvel has at least a rough outline for the next 10 years. They have to. I don't have a cast list either, although I do agree that should go younger so we can get a lot more of the actors for a lot longer. Yes, Tom Holland was the perfect casting for Spider-Man at the time. Absolutely. So if they want someone to grow into the role like Tom Holland, they need to cast someone who's like 20, 19, 23 at the oldest, Isn't Rogue kind of Southern? I guess she is, sugar. I guess she is. She's the belle of the ball, y'all. Wow, we're almost to an hour. I didn't know what I was going to talk about, but chat, other than the a-holes that popped in, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all coming through clutch with the discussion and the questions and all that stuff. And like I said, I'm going to try to do more of these pop on randomly early in the morning streams because that's a good time for me. My girlfriend's not home. She's at work. I just got off of work, so I'm not ready to pass out yet, but I'm getting there. All this talking has worn me out. Virgo! Mwah, mwah, mwah. Good to see you. How are you, sweetie? They'll probably go with younger actors in their early 20s and possibly unknowns. I like that idea. Other than for Wolverine, I think Wolverine should at least be cast like maybe a 30-year-old. Get someone a little bit older for Wolverine because, he's been around a long time. So they should make Professor Xavier 20 years. No, I'm just kidding. To me, my ex-toddlers. That'd be hilarious though. If it was Xavier and he was running a school for gifted children, but they were actually children and he was just like a babysitter and it was just the hijinks of a bunch of mutant babies just ruining his day and he's in a wheelchair, so it's even harder for him. He's like, I don't know what to do with all these mutant babies. And then Wolverine's over there just like, don't ask me, bub. Pete Holmes. What exactly is your power? You have sharp, pointy knives? Oh, well, you're part of the X-Men now. That's a great reference, right? Wolverine is going to be the hardest and most controversial casting. Yeah. Just because Hugh Jackman is so like ingrained in that role. Is there anything you're looking forward to seeing in the second season of X-Men 97? I'm just along for the ride. You know, we're getting Apocalypse, but if you go back and watch the original X-Men show, Apocalypse showed up like 5 times. So it's not the first time we're seeing Apocalypse in this continuity. So I'm just along for the ride. I know Gambit's going to come back as Death. So that'll be cool. That'll definitely be cool. But yeah, I think that about covers it. That about covers it. I like Daniel Radcliffe as Wolverine, other than him just casting known for all the X-Men. And you know, I could see it with the short and the hairiness, but he said himself that he doesn't want that role. He's like, I couldn't replace Hugh Jackman. I don't want to do that. Now, is he trying to throw people off the scent, or is that genuinely how he feels? Who knows? But I don't think Daniel Radcliffe is a bad actor. I just think there's a lot of cases where he's very wooden, and I'm not talking about Swiss Army Man. That movie Horns was really good, but Daniel Radcliffe, when he's acting in some of these roles, like these kind of far-fetched fantasy roles, even Harry Potter, he kind of has this like very flat delivery, in my opinion. I think he's a great person. I don't think he's like a terrible actor. I just kind of get bored in a lot of his stuff. Swiss Army Man was hilarious. If you haven't seen that movie, you should watch it. He plays a fucking corpse the whole movie, essentially, and it's like gross. It's weird. It's crazy. It makes no fucking sense, but it's worth watching. I would say you should watch that video. I met the voice of Rogue and Cyclops at a coastal Comic-Con, and the voice actress was letting me know when season 2 drops of X-Men 97. Is it going to be in like, I think it's in like June or July? Is that when it's coming out? Am I wrong? Am I right? I can't wait for Daredevil. Like, as much as I don't want Daredevil to be over, I want to see where the story is going, because the parallels from the show to what's actually happening in the real world right now, it's like very much so obvious, but at the same time, they were filming the show before all the shit got so bad. So the fact that they could kind of tell and that's the same thing with The Boys, right? Like these shows that are like satirizing or like poking at the overreach of governments into its people are kind of, as like a worst case scenario is kind of happening. So I want to see where this story goes for Daredevil, where it ends, where he lands, and how Jessica Jones fits in. So I'm really excited to watch all of it. But at the same time, I only want, like, they released 2 episodes this week, and I was like, no, let's slow it down. Let's do 1 a week. For one, I'm trying to stay up till 9 to watch them, and then I got to work at 4 a.m. So it's a little more difficult to stay up and watch that shit and then get enough sleep. So the 2 episodes, and I watched them both, and it was like, it's like what, 11 o'clock when I was done, because it premieres 9 to 10. It was like 11, almost 11 when it was over, and I had to be up at 2:30 to go to work, to get ready for work. So, oh, what are you doing to me, Daredevil? Daniel Radcliffe is also in Victor Frankenstein as Igor. He wasn't he? That movie's kind of old at this point, right? That's like 10 years old. I'm cautiously hopeful for Born Again Season 2. The OG Daredevil show is my fave thing in the MCU by far, so I hated Season 1 of Born Again. I didn't hate Born Again Season 1, but every single Netflix season we had, other than Season 2, we had this internal conflict with Daredevil about whether or not he wants to be Daredevil, whether or not he's going to wear the suit and go out every night. And we once again saw that in Born Again. So it was kind of a retread of the Netflix show in that, but I liked it. I think it was a little bit too lighthearted and a little bit too, until the last episode with Kingpin. If you know, you know. You know. So we didn't get a lot of violence, but this season is kind of rectifying the tone because it's very much tonally comparable to Netflix with this season. Wait, did Darth Maul, did that show start? No, it didn't start yet. It starts at the end of the month, right? Wait a second. Am I missing something? Because I really want to watch that show. All right, we hit an hour. So I gotta go to sleep. At 10:16 in the morning, I gotta go to sleep. I'm gonna take a sleeping pill because otherwise I'm not gonna pass out. And then I'm gonna be sleeping until like, hopefully until like 7. Then we get up and get ready for work. And then I'm off. I just got to make it through 2 shifts, Friday night, Saturday morning, and then I'm done. I'm off for the weekend. Sunday, we're going to have that open mic. It's going to be a lot of fun. So if you can make it, you want to pop on mic and talk and hang out, we'll be around for a while because we were around for 7 hours last week. But yeah, I will probably see y'all tomorrow morning after I get off work. Actually, probably not because my girlfriend will be home. She's not working. It's a weekend. This is Friday for her. Friday is her Friday. So maybe not tomorrow morning, but Sunday for sure. We're going to do the open mic. So y'all keep your head up, stay brave, be kind to your local LGBTQ plus community. If you're protesting, be extra super duper safe. I love y'all. I will see you next time and bye-bye.
My safe word will be whiskey.
Sorry, Rod, what was that?
Whiskey.
Your friend's wasted, Anakin.
Check this out!
Pork chop sandwiches.
Freaking pump! I've been drinking green tea all goddamn day! Oh!
Man, he hit his ass with a parking towel, man. Nice.
God, I go to church every goddamn Sunday! You gonna bring the demons out of me?
No matter what you do, I will be proud of you, even if you receive a liberal arts degree. Baby time. It's baby time. Wait, I wasn't finished!
Alright, give him the stick. Don't give him the stick!
You know my dad?
Oh!
G.I. Joe! What the fuck? This is my hat now. This is totally my hat.